What do you mean Boruto might have awakened the Rinnegan in Boruto 2 Blue Vortex in the new phase after the time skip? What kind of madness is this? Actually, it makes complete sense, and there are several pieces of evidence and facts that prove that Boruto has awakened or will awaken a Rinnegan during the time skip, and gain new powers. And get ready, because this Rinnegan promises to be the most powerful one ever seen in the series. Come with me, and I will explain every detail about this new Rinnegan of Boruto. How to awaken the Rinnegan. Yes, you heard it right. Boruto is going to awaken the Rinnegan during the post-time skip. But first, let's understand how to awaken a Rinnegan in the Naruto and Boruto universe. The first way is through the combination of the chakras of Indra and Ashura of their reincarnations. This is how Madara awakened the Rinnegan in the past. Another way is for the user to win the lottery and receive chakra directly from Hagoromo. This is how Sasuke awakened his Rinnegan. The third way is even more difficult. The Otsutsuki, who can form the fruit of the divine tree, may come to awaken the Rinnegan in the forehead, hands, or their own eye, as happened with Momoshiki and Urashiki in the past. This is one of the greatest powers in the Naruto universe. It gives access to various different abilities and allows the user to create new jutsus. But in Boruto's case, he will awaken a pair of Rinnegan in a slightly different way than I mentioned before. Boruto's Karma. That's right, Boruto will awaken the Rinnegan thanks to Momoshiki's Rinnegan. Obviously, Boruto was chosen as the vessel for Momoshiki, moments before being killed by a giant Rasengan from Boruto. Since then, Boruto has been tormented by Momoshiki. Momoshiki rented Boruto's head, but also gave him a series of abilities thanks to Karma, which contains all his genetic data and powers. The current Boruto has 100% of Momoshiki's data in his body, and he can travel between the universe, absorbing ninjutsu or chakra, and also increases the power of all his jutsu, in addition to having Momoshiki's Byakugan, which has the ability to see the future. But if Boruto can use the Rinnegan, because he has all of Momoshiki's genetic data, it means he can also use the pair of Rinnegan that is in Momoshiki's hands, just as Kawaki can manifest the rightful dominion of Ashiki. How does Momoshiki's Rinnegan work? When we look at the Rinnegan of characters like Hagoromo, Madara, Sasuke, Momoshiki's Rinnegan seems kind of weak, right? But in reality, Momoshiki's Rinnegan is really powerful. It can absorb chakra and ninjutsu, and release everything with much more destructive power. But besides that, Momoshiki's Rinnegan allows him to manipulate physical matter. He has already used this ability to create a wooden dragon, and also to manifest a giant rock golem that even managed to rival Kurama. Momoshiki's Karma transferred all its powers to Boruto, and now that Boruto has 100% of his genetic data, he can also use Momoshiki's Rinnegan. It's just a matter of time until Boruto fully masters the Karma transformation and the presence of Momoshiki in his mind. Something that we can expect now that Boruto has been trained by Sasuke. Maybe in this new phase of Boruto, we will already see Boruto using this Rinnegan. Maybe he can already use these powers. Will it be the palm of his hand, or will it be in his eye? It's an interesting question to think about, isn't it? Main power. The main power of Momoshiki's Rinnegan is to absorb any ninjutsu or chakra and return everything with much more potency and power. A pretty broken ability in the ninja world, because everyone has a special ninjutsu. So, just absorb it and return it. Momoshiki has already absorbed a Bijudama from Hachibi and used this ability in Konoha. This ability is not that strong when compared to powers like Limbo or Amino Tijikara, but even so, this ability can be used against powerful adversaries. Unfortunately, this special power will not be used against characters like Code, as Boruto cannot absorb his claw marks. The same goes for Kawaki, as Boruto cannot absorb his chakra receivers or the objects from the Daikokuten dimension. However, the Rinnegan also has the ability to absorb the souls of other people and transform them into chakra fruit to increase its power, just as Momoshiki did with Kinshiki. Therefore, Boruto will also have this power. In addition, we do not know if Boruto can absorb Otsutsuki Shinjutsu, which I believe he cannot, but it doesn't make sense for him not to be able to absorb some Shinjutsu. But I believe it makes sense for him to be able to absorb Shinjutsu, because other Otsutsuki fought against other similar beings, like other Otsutsuki and stuff. I believe it would not make sense for a person to be born with a power that can only absorb ninjutsu or things made of chakra, since only ninjas can do that, and in the Otsutsuki world, there are no ninjas. Chibaku Tensei. During Boruto's training period, he trained control over the Karma transformation and also the presence of Momoshiki. When this happened, Sasuke himself taught Boruto some Rinnegan techniques, such as Chibaku Tensei. Yes, Chibaku Tensei is a technique that Sasuke has used several times in the series. He can perfectly teach it to Boruto after the time skip. Even against the Otsutsuki, Chibaku Tensei can work because it can create a gravitational field around the victim to attract several rocks in its direction, which ends up resulting in crushing. It is something very powerful and broken, and it is very cool to see him speaking. In Boruto's case, Chibaku Tensei can be even more powerful, because he may already have access or will have access to Momoshiki's Rinnegan, and proof of this is that the Rasengan used by Momoshiki has immense destructive power, so Boruto's Chibaku Tensei can also have a power that will be out of the ordinary, very large. Diva Path. So the Diva Path of the Rinnegan will also be a power of Boruto's. Of all the 6 paths of the Rinnegan, the Diva Path is by far the most powerful of all. This power basically controls magnetic forces, but with this simple ability, the user gains several different powers. One of them is the Chibaku Tensei, which we mentioned earlier, but Boruto will also be able to use the Shinra Tensei, which Pain used to destroy Konoha in the past. We know that this power is very large. This same ability also serves to repel people, objects, and jutsus. Sasuke has already used this path in conjunction with Amaterasu to attack Naruto, so after training with Sasuke, Boruto may also have learned to use this ability in conjunction with other techniques. We saw Boruto arriving in Konoha with everything, but can he already use Shinra Tensei? It is worth remembering that Momoshiki himself quickly used the Diva Path during his fight against Naruto and Sasuke, which proves that Boruto may have access to this ability. Human Path. This Rinnegan ability is certainly the most dangerous of all. The Human Path is an ability that Rinnegan users have access to, and it will be no different with Boruto. This path allows the Rinnegan user to rip the souls of their adversaries and read their minds before death. With this ability, death is certain, even for Akage or Otsutsuki level characters. Momoshiki had already used this Rinnegan ability to rip Kinshiki's soul and transform it into a small fruit to increase his own power level. This ability of Momoshiki's Rinnegan could save Boruto's life, because he could rip the soul of Momoshiki himself that is in his body. In this way, Boruto would still have access to Karma and Momoshiki's abilities, because the data would still be in Boruto's body, just as it happened with Kawaki after Ashiki's death. Quite an interesting idea, isn't it? Resurrecting the dead. Among the various powers that Rinnegan users have access to, one of them is called Rinna Tensei. With this forbidden jutsu, Boruto could literally resurrect the dead. Sasuke must be very happy with this power of Boruto, right? Because maybe this is the way out for our angry emo. In the past, Naruto used this Rinnegan ability to revive those he killed in Konoha, including Kakashi, who was in the middle of that mess. Obito also used this Rinnegan ability to resurrect Madara. However, the price to use this ability is the user's life. Boruto, however, could bypass this rule if he found a receptacle to use Karma, perhaps a clone created by Amado or Orochimaru, or something like that. But anyway, it's a topic for another video, which is a more complex theme. Creating abilities. The Rinnegan will be the basis for all jutsus, since he will use Momoshiki's Rinnegan. There is a possibility that Boruto has the ability to create jutsus or shinjutsus based on the powers of other Otsutsukis, since the power base of the Otsutsuki is precisely the abilities of the Rinnegans. So, nothing prevents Boruto from being able to create powers of this level, or even occupy the power of Ada or Daemon, or something similar, something on a smaller or larger scale. But now that you have discovered that Boruto may have Momoshiki's Rinnegan, I want to know what your expectations are regarding Boruto to Blue Vortex. Leave it here in the comments for us to talk about. On the screen are 2 time skip videos that I guarantee you will enjoy. Click on them, you won't regret it, and subscribe to the channel and come and be part of the Nerd Club, the clan of nerds who know everything about Naruto and Boruto, about other animes and much more. So come on and be part of our community.